know you're somewhere, somewhere.
Hi Capricorn, welcome to my channel. My name is Kem. Today Capricorn, you guys got Beaver Spirit, lay a solid foundation. Capricorn, I see like now's a really good time to start something. Like if you want to start a business or you want to start something, I'm getting that will be public, like the public will see, it's not private. Like this talks about social, you know, like it will be in the news, it will be like in the social media, it will be like, you know, out in town, like that type of vibe. Then this is like a lucky time for that. That's what I'm getting, especially with lay a solid foundation. Like again, anything that you want to start right now, I think is, they're trying to like initiate you into it. They're trying to say like, it's time to start. It's time to put that idea on paper. It's time to put that idea out there. Like it's not something that you should keep holding on to, because I feel like you have the ability to create the foundation that it needs to be successful. And I think it will be so successful that I feel like people will actually, like you might even become famous from this, or not famous, but you would be like in a newspaper type vibe. You know what I mean? Like people, you might have like people following you on social media. Like this is a good idea. It's a lucky time. So let's see what this is about. But I mean, that could just be a simple message for somebody. But yeah, it's like time to start, Capricorn. So let's pull more. Yeah, Capricorn, I keep getting something about the time. Like, this is the right time. With the Divine Timing card coming out, it's talking about how, like, this is the right time. I feel like a lot of you guys are unhappy of where you're at right now. Like, with Heaven and Earth and Knowledge in reverse, you're not, you know what you want. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what you want. So it's like when you know what you want and you're very clear about something that you want in life, and you know that you're not taking, like, you know, you're not spending your daily efforts on like that dream or that goal, you're not going to be happy. And I feel like a lot of you guys kind of are being complacent and just being like, well, this is the way life is, and this is the way life has to be, and there's no other thing I can do. And that's kind of bullshit. That's what I'm getting, especially with the Heaven and Earth card in reverse. Like, why would you not want to go towards something that you aspire to have? Like, why would you not try? You know, I mean, I think a lot of people are afraid of making mistakes, or take, like, you know, oh, what if it doesn't work out? What if it's a failure? And my idea of failure is very different from someone else's idea of failure. But I truly believe, like, nothing really is a failure, because you learn, right? From a mistake, you learn. From the word failure is so, like, big. I mean, like, in reality, it's like an attempt, and if the attempt teaches you something, it wasn't a failure. So all I'm getting here is like, and you know, maybe you have to make, it's reminding me of like someone who's trying to create like a product, right? Like it'll take a lot of tries, it'll take a lot of, that's something that I never realized. Like when I was doing something new, I was like, wow, it's gonna take time to like figure this out. It's gonna take like trial and error. And I feel like someone like me, I mean, I'm a Virgo, like you don't like to make an error, but like that's just the reality. You have to learn, like, you know, what makes this better, what makes it worse. You have to learn about the product. You have to learn about what you're doing. So I'm getting here, like, you need to change the way that you view something, because I truly feel like nothing really is a failure in life, unless you let it be that, you know what I mean? Unless you don't gain anything from the experience, unless you literally like get depressed afterward and call yourself a failure and give up on life, like it's not a failure, so, or a mistake. So I feel like that needs to change. I also think like risks are needed to be taken at this time. They're telling you this is a lucky time, and they're also telling you like the way that you view money might be a little bit like difficult, because I'm getting here like nothing can touch you as a person, as a human being. Like the amount of money that you have doesn't make you a better or worse human being. But in your eyes, I feel like that money is like very important in your eyes, or like, you know, 3D, like 3D shit is very important to you. And I feel like that also has to change if you're going to go through this experience. So there's like two things that if you're going to go for this business or this career or whatever, this endeavor, you have to understand. And one is like nothing truly is a failure. Nothing is a mistake. Everything is like a learning experience, right? And another thing that you have to change the way you look at things is like you have to change is the way that you look at money and 3D things. Because at the end of the day, like your vessel should be strong enough that even if you were without any shoes outside, you would still be the same person, the same human being, the same person that you were when you had all the money. Do you know what I'm saying? And you had all the cars and everything. Do you know what I'm saying? So if your vessel is that easily shaken, then you have to do more work on yourself. And I think actually a lot of you guys are solid as a person, but you don't see it that way. I think you like to, I think you're afraid of like what others would see. You know what I mean? Like I think you'd be the same person. To be honest, I see you as like a sturdy person. Like you're not going to change. But the reality is like you don't like the way people would maybe view you, right? Like, oh, you know, you don't have that car, you don't have that house anymore. Like you're worthless to me, or you're like, wow, your value has gone so low in my eyes. And if you're that type of person, then that needs to change. And if you're dealing with people like that, then you should probably get new friends. I'll be really honest, because those aren't real friends. You know what I mean? Those are other people who are logged into the 3D for all the wrong reasons, right? Like the 3D could be the best place and the worst place, and it depends on you and like what you make of it. But I feel like here with the King of Cups, this endeavor is something that you really want to try. This foundation, whatever you're trying to lay, it could be, I feel like it's a career, but it could be literally like going towards a person. You have the right intentions. That's what I'm getting. Like you have the right intentions, and you are a sturdy person whose vessel is not easily shaken. You don't like the way that others might view you if you fail or if you lose money, but who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Like if they are people who truly care about you, then they won't care about those things. And what's also interesting here is like if you are that person, then maybe that's something that you need to change within yourself. But I'm just getting here like all this is lined up for you. This is the right time. There's an alignment going on with like time and luck and this endeavor and whatever it needs to be. And I feel like with the 10 of Pentacles at the end of the deck, this is saying like this will be successful, because 10 of Pentacles talks about a legacy, leaving something behind for the future generation. So a lot of you guys might be worried about your kids, or you might be worried about the future. And I'm getting here with the 10 of Pentacles. Everything is very sturdy. Everything is actually very secure. It doesn't, you know, your fears aren't going to make things more or less secure. They're just fears. But what will make something change is your actions. And I feel like your actions and your intentions are pure. So I honestly see like if you have a dream, it's like time to go for it. If this involves another person, then I feel like you're ready to go towards them. You know what I mean? Like whatever you're trying to do, you're ready for. Again, if you had an issue here with the word mistake, then that's something that you can work on. If you have an issue with like the way people view you, when it comes to money, that's something you can work on. But your vessel as a human being is like very pure. And I'm getting like you're not easily swayed. So like, you know, like you're not going to change as a person. That's what I'm trying to say. Like you're not going to be somebody who like fakes it and then becomes somebody who's like, you know, piece of shit on this earth who uses their money to exploit people. Like I don't see that happening. Like you would use this money for your family, you would use this money for a legacy, you would use this money for good. So it's like everything here I feel like the divine is giving you the green light for. So that's what I'm getting, Capricorn. Let's pull you guys some advice. Okay, so you guys got Mother, Father, God. And this card talks a lot about how your angel guides are encouraging you to remember that you're always connected to Source. You're always connected to a higher power, and that you are loved beyond measure. So I don't know. This could have a lot to do with parenting, right? Because, you know, Mother, Father, God. But maybe a lot of you guys, you know, need to have like, you know, you have your regular parents and maybe they're great, but you need like a bigger hug. And for some of you guys, maybe you don't have those 3D parents or those people that love you unconditionally. And I kind of feel like that might be what's going on here. Like for whoever this is, this Mother, Father, God might be because you don't have unconditional love on the 3D. So it's like really hard for you to imagine someone having unconditional love for yourself. And maybe like a lot of your family or friends or the people that you surround yourself with, this was the issue here. Remember, I was like, if you're surrounded by people who only look at you for what you can offer them and not for who you are as a person, So I feel like if you haven't known what like unconditional love is, they're saying like you're always going to have that from source. You always have that from the universe. You always have that from God. That's not something that anyone can ever take away from you. And like sometimes in the 3D we don't get that from like our own parents, but they're saying like you have that from source. So like never forget that. And if you acted like you had those parents on the, like let's just say like if you know that you're connected to someone who loves you unconditionally and like is always encouraging you to try new things and, you know, do what you think is best for your life, then how would that change your life? Because that's what they're saying here. Like we're always there for you. So if you're afraid of like a backlash from somebody on the 3D, don't worry, because we're here for you here. And maybe we're in the spiritual realm and that doesn't seem as powerful, but personally I feel like the spiritual realm is much more powerful than the 3D realm. So yeah, that's what I'm getting, Capricorn. I love you guys. I hope this helps, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.